And gentlemen, it's your boy Anti-Whatif. I know the other one if was kinda is rushed. Main reason I was kinda busy and I had to do some things. I was rushing around. I was doing a million different things, and I was still doing my school year, my school term basically. Yeah, South Africa uses terms. I'm not even gonna explain to you anything, but I was busy during the terms, so I couldn't really post that often. But yeah, I'm gonna give you guys the best what if you guys can get currently. I remember when I finished off the honeymoon arc. I was at the honeymoon arc. No, not honeymoon arc. I finished off. Currently, we're gonna go to the deaf paintings arc. Then we're gonna go to the other arc there. Deaf painting. After the deaf painting, it's gonna be the what type of arc was deaf painting, a deaf painting, and then Shibuya incident, then the Shinjuku showdown, then Modoro, because after the Shinjuku showdown they just have a happy relationships and all that BS. But yeah, if you guys can get it, I'm still in a room. My washing machine is inside this room, so if you ever hear BS or anything in general, yeah, understand that. It goes much more fast in the form of that it's still built just the same thing. I can't really say anything that happens here, because it's not as if his powers change anything in the story. His powers realistically just give him a love interest and a couple of other things. But yeah, that's it realistically, I'm telling you guys. So all I can say is that Shibuya, death painting arc goes the same. They still kill. Yuji still kills both of his brothers, which is Iso and I forgot the other person. But yeah, Yuji still kills both of his brothers. Realistically, nothing really changes here. And yeah, I can't even say anything, because realistically, think about it, nothing physically or mentally would ever change inside the story because of the living fight. Yuji is still Yuji, and it just has more of Gambit's personality, more of but this is still what if Yuji was Gambit, and this is part 2, which will also be the end of it, because it's not gonna be that long. Which for some reason it was a pretty long what if, I'm gonna lie, and I really liked it. But yeah, Shinjuku still happens the same. Yuji still does Yuji thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm not even gonna try to lie to you guys. Nothing realistically changes in the form of Shibuya. He still kills his brother. Nothing really changes. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Just nothing really changes. I'm trying to change some parts, but it wouldn't change anything. So this part I'm just gonna leave it, because it doesn't really change anything. And what else I must inform you guys is that Yuji gets Yuji gets a staff. Nah, not really, nothing out of this. Shibuya, I can't. Let's just go to Shibuya, because that will at least change. That's what I know it's gonna change. Shibuya, that's where I know it's gonna change. Things are gonna change there. But anywhere else, currently the story hasn't really changed. Just Yuji is much more stronger. He's currently a grade 2. Last time I checked, a grade 2 or grade 1. But I must say he's a grade 2. If I said he's a grade 1, it would be a little bit too powerful. So currently he's a grade 2. And he has the things he has learned from now. He can hit black fashions with his staff, which I think is possible as long as the item consists of curse energy, meaning it can hit black fascists with his staff. Meaning, I'm gonna say it, yeah, Yuji can hit black fascists with his staff. Which, kinda cool, ain't gonna lie. Yuji has mastered staff combat, so now he's actually good with the staff, it's not just there, he's actually good with it. I'm talking about at least mastery level. Like he can move someone with a staff. Like, let that man have a staff in his hand and you might just wanna say good night, because he can actually give a beating with his staff. Now, Yuji, the Shibuya incident happens the same, but Yuji takes care of the curse much more faster. That curse, I think was a grasshopper curse. Yes, it was a grasshopper curse. Yuji take care of the curse much more faster than anticipated. So they get there, they get to help. Actually, Gojo doesn't get sealed. He does get sealed in this one, but he doesn't get sealed. He has to. What the fuck am I saying? Gojo gets sealed, but not in the way you think it's gonna get sealed. Basically, Gojo still does get sealed. The seal does break faster, but in this, since Yuji destroyed the grasshopper curse, which faster than anticipated, Yuji still gets to be able to see Gojo get sealed. With that, Yuji does fight Geto, Maito, and everyone who was there. I think Hanami died there. Yeah, Hanami did die there. No, Hanami already did. So Hanami is already dead. Geto is also dead. No, Jogo fights Yuji. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Oh my god, why is my brain so slow? Basically, Geto gets to fight Yuji. Yay. No happy endings for us. Gojo gets Jogo. Bloody hell, mates. I am rusty as hell. Sorry, guys. Jogo fights Yuji. And it's a tough fight, actually. Since Yuji's still grade 2 by this point. But don't mind my controller vibrating. I am playing COD while making this what if. That's why my thoughts are going to a million places at once. And that's why I'm not concentrated fully on the what if and fully concentrated on the content I want to give to you guys. Sorry, you guys. Like, I know YouTubers would usually do a content or something like that and then do it instead, because that would at least be able to keep me straight and not cause me to have to do this type of what if. But yes, Jogo does fight Yuji, and it becomes a complicated fight because Jogo is not easy pickings. Jogo is still a special grade curse who's elite, which Kenjaku stated 8 fingers Sukuna, which is still massive in the most craziest way possible. As Yuji, why am I saying Yuji? Sukuna, not Sukuna, Gojo fights Yuji. No, Jogo. Bloody hell, mate! Let me just focus on the what if, don't focus on COD, because this is killing me, mate. This is truly killing me, mate. As Jogo fights Yuji, since Gojo is still, Kanjaku ran away because he thought Jogo can handle this fight. As Jogo is fighting Yuji, Jogo is primarily winning this fight currently. Because of the fight, he's still a special grade curse and still packs a punch, being 8 fingers Sukuna, making him a very dangerous threat, which Yuji can barely handle, and Yuji is almost dying until the rest, Megumi, Nobara, and the others come. When they do come, the fight tends the opposite direction as they're starting to win the fight. Even though Jogo's still holding himself up, they're starting to win the fight as it's starting to become a almost fair fight now. Sorry guys, I'm still sick. I've been sick for a long time. I don't know what's happening. Like it's just like it's not even allergies. I don't even know what I caught to make me super sick. But yeah, I'm still sick, guys. But yeah, as Jogo is basically fighting for his life here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He is fighting for his life, and he is angered by this because he didn't expect some weaklings to be able to match up to him and be able to weaken him to such a state that it's almost embarrassing. So he's angered by this. He's very much is angered by this. So he looks at Yuji and says, "You, Sakura's vessel, you are my main problem." As Jogo doesn't kill the rest but primarily knocks them out, as he goes to Yuji, as Yuji charges up his staff with all the cursed energy he has currently, which is not that much, and hits Jogo with his staff as it implodes on contact. The moment it touches Jogo, it explodes and kills him. I'm not even lying to you, it kills Jogo, which you may be like, how did this even happen? When it exploded on him, it did even more damage. And with that, remember when I said Jogo's Yuji staff can also hit a black flash, meaning that Yuji hit a black flash with his staff, which weakened Jogo. Within that explosion hit, killed Jogo as well, killing Jogo and weakening him with the black flash, causing Jogo to have died from that insane impact of a hit. As Yuji has killed Jogo now, making him at least, I'm gonna say semi-grade 1. A semi-grade 1. So I don't know. Yeah, semi-grade 1 because grade 1. Yeah, grade 1. Making him a grade 1 sorcerer. If you guys wondering, I still don't script my what ifs because scripting, it's not that scripting is boring or anything, it's just scripting is not my type of thing. I don't script anything I ever do. I pull it out my mouth and just speak it off the dome. I don't script anything because to me scripting is a very boring process and very unentertaining and very unsurprising, even though it would make my what ifs more cleaner, more responsive, and a better what if in general. But still, no, I'm not scripting anything I'll ever do. Maybe in the future, if you guys want me to script this what ifs and say, yeah, maybe you should script this what ifs, whatever. But yeah, Yuji kills Jogo as he tries helping his friend. Yuji's not getting a break in this one. Mahito appears as Nanami is also here, ready to fight Hanami. What? My brain's not thinking finally. Let's cut up to as Yuji and Nanami are here, as Yuji is not ready to fight Mahito. Bloody hell, mates. Why did I say Hanami? As Wait guys, I gotta pause. As Hanami, Mahito has to fight Nobara, has to fight Nanami. Bloody hell, my thoughts are going everywhere. Thinking about it, because of once. Because I'm not scripting this what if for cuts and jiggles. For any impossible reasons, I will not script any of my what ifs because scripting is what I have said. Boring. It's one of the most boring contexts I will ever listen to. Why think I don't even like AI scripts? I like when Zed or Slick what ifs or any of these other what ifs who don't script. Okay, Zara sometimes does script. He did say some of his what ifs are scripted because sometimes you can't remember everything you want to talk about. But let's get back to the what if. As Nanami is fighting Mahito. Mahito is almost winning the battle. As Mahito is about to transfigure Hanami, as Yuji throws his cards, as Mahito touches Yuji's cards, as they explode on contact, destroying Mahito's arm and the soul. Remember, Yuji attacks the soul as well. Each punch of his, each card of his, each stab hit he ever will do will attack the soul and also attack the body. That's why they also did extreme more damage on Jogo. It did even more damage on Jogo. That's why he died from that powerful attack of charging up the whole staff with all his curse energy to make it explode on contact with a black flash from concentration of everything he could ever give. With yeah, that's a lot of things. With what else? My brain is going numb now. With what else? I said three things. Black Flash concentrating all his energy, concentrating with the soul attack, dealing enough damage to kill Jogo. Black Flash regaining some of his curse energy, but not all of it. So Megumi has to Yuji has to currently charge up. Yeah, charge up. I'm looking for the word because in JJK people don't like do it like chakra. With chakra you can recharge, like not recharge but like absorb more chakra into your body. You can't do that in JJK. Which I'm surprised Gojo doesn't do it. Or anyone who has a kinda ish pull technique or has something that can absorb. They could have just done that. Make curse energy flow to you more often, basically making the environment give you more curse energy than you would ever need, basically giving you infinite curse energy by giving you an over a massive amount, which would be like Hakari's domain expansion, which gives him infinite curse energy, which also gives him infinite RCT, reverse curse technique, allowing him to infinitely regenerate from anything as long as his jackpot is on. As Yuji is currently taking everyone far away from the battle of Nanami versus Mahito, as Yuji looks at Nanami and tells him, "Don't die on me." Nanami says, "I wouldn't care." As Yuji takes everyone and Yuji puts them far away, as they start regaining consciousness and start waking back up. As that kind of bruise, some of them are hurt, some of them are heavily injured, some have minor injuries. I'm not gonna say them all because it's currently still into this. Since Jogo's dead, so Jogo wouldn't meet Sukuna, but the fingers do not die. Like the fingers cannot die, so meaning Jogo would have dropped that rap which Yuji would have taken which would have had the fingers, which meaning, yes, I'm right, meaning that Yuji can consume those fingers later on. Ah. Yes, my child, very much. I'm a good man, I'm a smart man, I got a brain. As Mahito, there was also Choso in that fight, I think. Choso was also in that fight against Gojo, but Choso, Yuji fights Choso. Yuji's fighting Choso currently, as Yuji has the rap with Sukuna fingers in it, as Yuji is currently fighting Choso after dropping off all his friends and trying to make Choso not kill his friends by blocking with the rod and blocking with his counter attacks, which has destroyed which has consumed some of his gas energy, which has made currently Yuji is low in gas energy, even though yes, he graded up because of what he did. And you guys might be like, bara, this and that. I'm always grading up like a system in this, because the grading up in JJK doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna use the JJK type mods, which kill the certain amount of things, or kill a first grade, you become a first grade. So So Yuji is currently fighting Choso, as his friends are far away from the battles of Nanami versus Mahito and Yuji versus Choso, as this fight is this fight is amazing. As Todo is also coming, he sees Yuji fighting Choso and Nanami fighting Mahito, as Yuji says, take the sorcerers away and the civilians. From the battle, we don't need any casualties. Todo says, yes, my brother. We go. Kenki, I'm also injured, so if you guys hear me groan sometimes, and yeah, just know I'm in pain. I'm currently sick, in pain, got into a fight. I'm the one who lost. Actually, I won 4 fights, then the 5th fight I lost it. What happened? I got my shit rocked. It's not even that I died, it's because of the living fact I got hit so hard I fell on the floor, but not directly on the head. But okay, let's get off. I'm getting off topic here. As Yuji is fighting Choso, as Todo is using his curse technique to teleport everyone away from the battle, as Todo comes back, as Nanami is about to get transfigured, as Todo claps, as Nanami gets teleported away and gets swapped off a rock, which Mahito is surprised. And by this time, Choso is winning the fight, as Choso is about to kill Yuji, as Yuji is currently knocked out. Yes, he still gets knocked out because he just fought Jogo and almost lost. Then his friends came up, then they offered Jogo. He killed Jogo, landing him grade 1. But then immediately after that, he had to fight Choso, which would make him currently heavily weakened, which makes Yuji pass out, as Choso still sees the thingies, as Choso realizes Yuji is his brother, as Choso leaves. As Todo, Nanami are fighting, who you call him? Mahito, as the girls appear. Those girls, I forgot. Yeah, but let's go back to the chanting, as the girls do feed him all the fingers they have, as they try making a deal with Sukuna. As this time, since Sukuna did consume all those fingers, and since if you have a lot of fingers, he will be able to accept the deal with you, which in turn, that was a 3-finger, I think it was 3 or 4-finger Sukuna. So 3-finger Sukuna. So he's now a 15-finger Sukuna, so he's willing to make a deal with him. And as Yuji is not that, as Sukuna makes a deal with him, as Sukuna does still go on that rampage, as Yuji is upset, he is angered, he's still showing the same emotions. As Jogo, as Hanami, no, not Hanami, no, Nanami and Todo are still fighting, are still fighting who you call this man? I forgot this man. Who do you even call this motherfucker? Who do you even call him? Like, yo, God, are still fighting. Who do you bloody call this motherfucker? Oh, Mahito. Yes, finally, I remembered his bloody fucking name. It's so forgettable. As Yuji and as Todo, Nanami are still fighting Mahito, as Mahito is now gravely losing, as Mahito pops the domain expansion as they teleport out of there with Todo's ability, as they realize Sukuna's going on a rampage, as Megumi still summons Maharaga, as the same things happened, but Jogo and whatever fight still goes. No, Jogo, whatever fight doesn't happen because Jogo is dead now because of Yuji. As Sukuna kills Maharaga, as Sukuna gives back Yuji's body since he destroyed Shibuya. Since the Sukuna fight happened, the Sukuna versus Maharaga fight happened earlier, meaning what is that? Since the Sukuna fight happened earlier, meaning there's no Toji, there's no Daigon fight because of there is no Daigon fight. There's no Toji resurrection. There's no Maki and Miwa. So yeah, news still does spread that Gojo has been sealed. I'm still thinking, guys, because you know what? The funny part about this is that I make my what ifs from the dome. That's the thing. I make what ifs from the dome. As Yuji gets the body back, still gets angered and still does this. He goes to fight Mahito, as Mahito does not get the evolution this time, but does land a Black Flash. No, he does get the evolution, but still loses, because I know he would have landed a Black Flash on either Todo or Nanami, as Nanami and Todo don't die this time. No, Nanami doesn't die, Todo doesn't lose his arm. Yuji comes out and fights, as all three of them are fighting Mahito, as Mahito does awaken but still dies. Not still dies, but still loses. As Jogo, Kenjaku, that's his name. As Kenjaku appears and still does the same thing to take over. Megu. It still takes that same thing to take idol transfiguration from Mahito. As what you call him? I forgot what you call these individuals because I don't really try remembering these individuals. Mahito, Megumi, Sukuna, Jogo, Miwa. What you call that girl? Iwa, I forgot her name, but it starts with an E. I don't remember. Momo, Hajima's there. There's a lot of things. I know a lot of characters from the dome. That girl who loves Sukuna too much. I think her name is Yozara, I think. I don't know. I know to spell it, but I don't know how to say it properly. But yeah, let's continue off because I'm starting to get distracted. As Yuji as the calling game still starts. As now, since there's no Toji and so many other things, Daigon is still alive. As Daigon also gets consumed because Kenjaku did say he would like to have Jogos and like other people's abilities, mostly the special grade curses abilities, because techniques actually. No, I shouldn't say abilities, techniques, because like with techniques, they're gonna lie. As he does consume Daigon. As the calling games do start, as Yuji, as the things still happen, as nothing really changes. Let me check. As the calling games do start now, as the same rules are in place now, as Yuta does try killing, as technically Yuji's now like, how does it work again? Grade 4, grade 3, grade 2, semi-grade 2, grade 1, semi-grade 1. No, but isn't it semi-grade 1 then grade 1? Yeah, it is semi-grade 1 then grade 1. Let me check. As what else happens? The calling games do happen. The rules are still in place. Yuji is now a special grade curse for also exercising, technically exercising Mahito, but he's not considered a special grade. He's still considered like a high grade 1 curse sorcerer. Close to special grade, but not special grade. As Yuta versus Yuji still happens, as it's actually a tough fight for Yuta in the way of he doesn't summon Rika until he actually realizes he's going to lose if he doesn't, because Yuji has his cards and has his staff for close range, and his staff can keep opponents far, with his cards also allowing him to destroy opponents from also afar, making Yusa having to use Rika for this, which still happens the same way. Yuji still dies. As Yuji versus Panda still happens, but this fight is now much more fast and easier since Yuji is considered a high grade 1 curse user. So the fight still happens, just much more faster now. Yuji still wins, but he beats the bricks off Panda. As what else happens? As the Hakari thing still happens, the same thing. Like, realistically, nothing changes. That's the thing. Nothing really changes. As Yuji versus that helicopter girl and the jetpack girl and the helicopter guy still happens. He still moves. As Yuji versus Judgment still happens, but this time it's a much more easier fight, much more, as confiscation. They take away his weapons, but not his curse technique. But they say take away his sword, He's not sorry, he's deaf, and he's cut. So yeah, and Yuji is fighting as the same things do happen. As Yuji still does the same thing since he still believes it was him. As Sukuna, as yeah, that happens. As everything still happens to canon, because realistically, Yuji wouldn't have time to make it there. As Yuji wouldn't be able to make it. As Sukuna never made a contract with Yuji. So Sukuna does not take over Megumi's body. Yeah, I'm right. Sukuna does not take over Megumi's body. Since Sukuna never made a contract with Megumi, from my memory. Never made that contract. Meaning Yuji still beats. Meaning Sukuna still stays inside Yuji. Whoa, that means a lot of things don't happen. Yo, that means a lot of things don't happen. Yo. Oi, I got an idea. As Megumi and Megumi's sister, I can't remember Megumi's sister's name. Sorry, guys. As since Megumi's sister, Yuji are all together currently. As Megumi's sister turns into that incarnation spirit, which is Yuruzu, I think that's how you say her name, and Yuma, the ice curse user. I don't know how to say that name. Sorry, guys. You might think I'm a lawper or whatever. You guys can say, or I'm this, that, bara. Understand? I've already finished JJK when it finished. So I'm gonna have to always relive like everything. I know every single thing that ever happens in JJK. But then, like, I'm not there yet. Because currently I already finished MHA, bara. I finished a lot. I'm not joking, a lot of what ifs. Actually, I'm about to post like 3 more what ifs. But that's for you guys to learn. And as I say, Rama post about 100 what ifs. Meaning I need to post about 100 what ifs. Which that means I'm gonna fucking kill myself. Kill me. As Yuji does fight. Hey. Ooh. As Yuji Megumi fights I think it's Yuruma, Yuzi, Yurizi, and Kenjaku, as they're all fighting Megumi and Yuji. Understand, these 3 people are all special grades. These 3 individuals are all special grades, meaning that this will be the most toughest fight to ever appear, because of the living fact all these individuals are special grade level, which means like this would be the most toughest fight to ever come to live action, kinda. I don't know, guys. My headset just broke right now. Let me do something real quick. Hey guys, I accidentally stopped recording. Not clicked. What the hell? I accidentally clicked stopped recording, meaning instead of me continuing off where I left off, it basically continued. Basically just said save that recording, and yeah. Nonsensical. Yes, I know. Wow. But guys, what truly happens is that Yuji is forced to let Sukuna take over, which forces Sukuna, which makes Sukuna give Megumi the finger, which still causes the Shinjuku events to occur. Meaning I'm so sorry to continue on. as Sukuna is still tied to that binding vow he made to those two people, which is to kill Kenjaku. When she talks to Kenjaku about it, he says, I made 2 binding vows with these 2 women, and the binding vow was for me to kill you and to bring back Ghetto, which if I don't do will injure me. Which, oh yeah, binding vows do have, dangerous effect if the binding vow is not done. Meaning that if Kenjaku doesn't find a vessel sooner or later, another vessel sooner or later, it will cause that his golden era to no more work. Meaning that he needs to find a new body, then he needs to die, to let Kenjaku, and then somehow give Ghetto a brain, which is Ghetto's brain. I don't know how they want to do it. I'm gonna say they find a way. As things do happen, as Jogo, not Jogo, what the hell am I thinking? As the Shinjuku event happens, as Yureza doesn't die. I think it's Yureza. I just saw it, I just checked up her name. I'm trying to say Yureza, but if that's not how you say her name, then I quit. I don't give a fuck no more. That everything that stands for everyone's name in this fucking game, no, in this fucking show, because fuck. As Yureza, if I'm saying her name right, doesn't die in this one. As Ryu doesn't die in this one. As Yuru doesn't die in this one. As the cockroach curse still dies. Yeah. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. As Sukuna, Kenjaku, Yurimaru, I don't know if I say a name. His name actually is a giant. His name and Yureza all jump Yuji. I'm not even joking to you. To the point it's so bad that Todo has to come and save Yuji and clap away as far as physically possible. As Todo lands on the floor exhausted, as Yuji is badly bruised and beaten, as the training arc still happens, as they still free Gojo, the training arc still happens, as the time still comes for Gojo versus Sukuna, but this time something else happens. For Gojo versus Sukuna, Yuji actually intervenes when Gojo's about to die. You might be asking, how does Yuji even intervene? With Yuji's death, if you guys actually understand Gambit and Gambit's cool power, which he does get, I think somewhere after, like, I'ma give Yuji Ghetto's full power. If you guys read the comments, not Ghetto, Gambit's full power. If you guys read the comments, you know what I mean by full power. That's why Gambit actually had to take surgery on his brain to ensure that he does not unlock his full power. If you guys know this power, you guys know how his power actually works. If you guys from comics actually know Gambit's full power, I'll just explain it to you. Gambit's power is actually kinetic energy manipulation. Manipulation. And at full power, which was shown in one of the, I think it was a comic, which was an alternate version of Gambit, who destroyed his planet, his original universe, original Earth planet, which made him go to the other Earth to find a Gambit. And he tried fighting Gambit, but lost, as Gambit had surgery and all that. But his power allows Gambit to regenerate using his kinetic energy, turn into a kinetic being, be able to make kinetic constructs, being able to manipulate time and space. But I'm not gonna give him all that because that makes him too broken. So what I'm gonna currently give him is just some of that power, not all of it, because with his death it gave him access to most of his powers, not all of it. As I'm only gonna give him it in modulo, and I'm not even gonna make a modulo what if. No, Yuji's already busted in this one. If he goes to modulo, it's gonna be even more busted. Time manipulation, all that shit. He saves Gojo by creating a construct that takes the attack of the wall cutting slash, with him also manipulating time and space. It's not to that subatomic level yet. It's like enough to stop the wall cutting slash, which cuts through space and time, I know, but then it is enough just to stop it, but not enough to not wound Gojo. It's still, that slash still wounds Gojo, as Sukuna looks and sees Yuji, as Yuji says, Sukuna, we'll fight next time, but not today. Today I'm not allowing my sensei to die here. As Yuji fights Sukuna and makes Sukuna having to retreat, as technically this was an official duel, which is saddening and which is very much upsetting. But since Yuji came up to stop this whole conversation from getting to anyone's death, which doesn't really cause a I don't think it was a binding vow. Let me check. And since the fight was not considered a binding vow fight, meaning they didn't make a binding vow before the fight that says no one can intervene, we fight at full power, we have bada 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 bada. Since it wasn't a binding vow fight, Yuji technically stopping it wouldn't cause any drawbacks to either of them, which Gojo would be upset, but realize that he would have died that day because of the wall cutting slash. As things still do happen, as huge as actually this one, Ryu and who you call that lightning guy, I gotta remember his name, as Ryu and Kishimo fight Sukuna while he's still wounded and while he's still trying to regenerate, as it forces Sukuna to go to his 4 arms, 2 mouths, 4 eyes form, which does happen. Bara. Yeah, which Kenjaku and Ryu do both die. There's no conversation about this. They both fucking die. It's not like it was like that powerful. It's not like they're not powerful like that. They are powerful like that. It's just that it's Sukuna out here. I can't even think of like something to say like no, but this that. No, it's Sukuna. Sukuna is definitely gonna kill them. As Sukuna does go and find his remaining fingers, find other thingies, find his weapons, as he does gain his weapons, which is that's the spear and then the thing that allows him to summon lightning, that rod, not a rod, but like I forgot what you call it. But Sukuna fights everyone. I'm not even gonna say anything, but like Hakari handles Yurima as Yuruzu is getting handled by Chia. As Yuji fights they just jump Sukuna. As same things do happen. This one does not end with anyone dying though. Yuji manages to save everyone, and Yuji just kills Sukuna, making him stronger than Sukuna, as Gojo didn't do enough damage since Sukuna, since what you call him, Ryu, since fuck, who did the most damage? Yuji did the most damage currently in this what if. Gojo did the second most damage. Yuta, since Yuta didn't take over Gojo's body, Gojo still comes to try fighting Sukuna, as Yuji does the most damage and does the finishing blow, which is a soul-splitting space-time manipulation, just full power with a whole rod smack against Sukuna, which explodes on contact, separating Sukuna from Mahito, and as Sukuna becomes a puddle, and GG's. End of the what if. I don't know what to say. Yeah, but yeah, nothing really changes because of the fact that his power does not really change anything up of the story, because of the fact he only awakens his full power at the end of the bloody thing, since that's when he dies. Because I only allowed it to, he only gets his power when he dies, and he only dies against Yusa when he uses what you call it, not Maharaga, what you call it, that's when he uses Rika to hold Yuji down and stabs Yuji through the heart, which kills Yuji. Yeah, that's the end of the whole thingy, as Yuji just gets married to this purple. Nothing really changes. I would have added the flattening, like him flirting with all of them, but then realistically there was no time for that. So yeah, he did flirt with all of these people. He did marry them. He still is Gambit. Well, I hope you guys like this what if. I don't know if you did or didn't like it. I just hope you guys had an amazing time. I hope you guys like this what if, and I hope you guys have an amazing weekend, time of your life. I love you guys. Have a good weekend, have a good time, have a good day, have a good night. I don't care what time it is. Have it in a good mood. Thank you guys. Love you all. Read the Bible. Worship God. I'm joking. I'm not even Christian myself. But do whatever. Believe in whatever. Do whatever you love. Be whoever you want to be. I love you guys. See ya.